What's going on, guys? James Blonde here with MMOHuts.com. First interview of the show, and I'm here with the Guild Wars 2 team. Obviously, we just got through checking out a really cool new trailer for Heart of Thorns expansion, which is getting a little bit closer to its official release. And yeah, we have some of the game designers here. They're going to tell us a little bit about what we saw in that trailer. And it looks like we got a lot going on with guild halls. Tell us a little bit about that then.
Yeah, absolutely. So guild halls really epitomizes why we wanted to make Guild Wars 2 Heart of Thorns. We've been updating Guild Wars 2 pretty aggressively since it came out in 2012, but as we were doing that, we really came across some core features that we really wanted to explore and we really wanted to do right, but just didn't really fit into our 2-week cadence. And guild halls is one of those things. When we think of guild halls, we think of it as so much more than a building and a list of social features. We really think of it as a way to epitomize and really bring out into the world what it means to be a part of a group and what it means to accomplish things as a part of a group. So next to me is Link Hughes. He's the primary designer on the guild halls system for Heart of Thorns. I'm gonna turn this over to him, and I'm gonna let him talk to you about what it means to get a guild hall in Guild Wars 2.
High five. So guilds in Guild Wars 2 have always been a part of the game. They're also a part of our fiction. There's the past exploits of Destiny's Edge and their fight against Kralkatorrik, and your own cohort in Living World Season 2 that has led us up to the place in the story we are when Heart of Thorns launches, with the Pact fleet in tatters, the world's basically military force decimated, and the Elder Dragons continuing to rise and be a threat, most specifically the Jungle Dragon Mordremoth. So this has left the world's governments with a problem. What are they going to do with how are they going to fight the Elder Dragons now that the Pact is in tatters? And their answer is the Guild Initiative. It's a new organization. There's a building that's going into our newly rebuilt version of Lion's Arch, which players can already see the scaffolding for in-game. That's the headquarters for the Guild Initiative. And the Guild Initiative's purpose is to essentially mobilize guilds as private militias to go out, fight the Jungle Dragon's minions, fight all the Dragon's minions, and in general make Tyria a better place. So you'll be able to go, register your guild at the Initiative, and gain access to their services, technologies they've been researching, and most specifically, they've been doing reconnaissance on the movement of the Jungle Dragon's minions. They've determined there's a couple locations out in the jungle where there are strange concentrations of Mordrim. They're looking for guilds to mount an expedition to go out, drive the Mordrim out of those locations, understand why they're so important to the Jungle Dragon, and hold them against recapture. Those are the guild halls. And it's really an epic adventure to go get one, and then once you have it, you can start building buildings there. We're moving our whole progression into these guild hall buildings, and the buildings relate to different spheres of gameplay in the game. So for instance, there's the tavern, which has social features and buffs. There's the market, which has new vendors, gives you access to guild-specific mini-pets and new tier of guild weapons and guild armor. There's the workshop, which unlocks an entirely new crafting discipline specific for guilds. There's also the arena, which is a combat sandbox that players can use, customize with obstacles and decorations, turrets, things, unlock teams to switch through and free-for-all fighting. The war room, which unlocks new tools and improvements that can be crafted to take into world versus world play, and slot into objectives that guilds claim there in order to gain access to new functionality. If you want to talk about that, Kristen.
Yeah, I can talk a little bit more about that. So World v World is our sort of big epic battle system where 3 different servers fight against each other for control of objectives. And we have something in the game now called Guild Claiming, where if you take control of an objective in World versus World, you can put up your guild banner and sort of make your mark on the map. We're expanding that pretty significantly with guild halls. As Link was saying, you'll be able to build a building that's completely devoted to World v World tactics and bonuses that you can craft in your guild hall, and then you can take them out into World versus World. And when you claim an objective, you can use these bonuses in that objective. And there's some really cool stuff that's like specific to certain kinds of objectives. For example, if you claim a supply depot, you can actually get access to what we're calling the Char Car, which is sort of a cool motorcycle that's a mobile siege unit. You can take it out and go roll with your guild and go do damage to walls and doors. You can also fight in it. It has a whole set of skills associated with it. And that's just one of the things that you can unlock, to take out into World v World. It's really going to make the World v World battle mode more focused around representing your guild and really going out there and showing like what your guild is capable of and showing your prowess on the battlefield as a guild, which is pretty cool.
Awesome.
So that's sort of essentially what we're doing with guild halls. It's not just World v World. We're trying to bring guilds out into the game in all kinds of ways. Link touched on a little bit of it, but there's all kinds of things to unlock for PvP players or PvE players that'll let you go out and represent your guild, and really like show off what your guild has accomplished.
That's awesome. And we saw some customization in there that looked really incredible. And you have a lot of different options. The vistas entirely, like just a scene of what we saw there was amazing with that trailer.
Yeah, these are really, we call them guild halls, but they're really maps. They've got indoor space and outdoor space, little nooks and crannies that you can find, spaces for huge groups of people to gather, spaces for little smaller groups of people to gather. And as you said, there's guild decorations, so you can unlock all kinds of decorations to put anywhere in your guild hall, in the outdoor space or the indoor space. And I think we're going to see guilds really make these spaces their own, and they're going to be like almost indistinguishable from each other.
And there's more, right? There's so much to the system. Like, we're adding improvements to the quality of life for guilds. So right now, for instance, Guild Wars 2 allows you to have 5 guilds, but you can only represent one at a time, and so you can only talk to that guild in guild chat. We're adding cross-guild chat when the expansion goes live, so you'll be able to chat to all of your guilds at once. There's guild missions, which are a system that exists right now, but it's like the end game progression for guilds. We feel like, upon reflection, that it would be better to make that available to everybody and to make that the backbone of the progression rather than the thing that you get at the end. And so guild missions, the way you access them is changing and becoming free for everyone to run as much as they want. The decorations themselves, right, as like a small piece, seem like such a simple thing, but there's actually a bunch of gameplay associated with that where you can purchase decorations, but then you can also find materials out in the world which unlock recipes to refine decorations into variations and more interesting types. God, there's so much. It's a big, big system.
Yep, I think, like we said, the trailer says a lot.
Yeah, absolutely.
It shows so much.
High five.
Cool. Yeah, and I mean, one of the other things that we're adding that I think is going to really excite players is the guild portal. So you can see it at the end of the trailer, but it basically allows you to set a location out in the world that your guild is going to go do something together in, and then everyone in the guild can run into the portal and they all go there together at the same time. Even if you're in a very large group, it'll help you like really go out and do things together as a guild more easily. And I think that's something that players are going to really appreciate.
Quality of life features are
absolutely
always welcomed.
Yes.
High five.
We've always been a pretty friendly MMO. Guild Wars 2 is a game where you're always happy to see other people. You always want to be playing with other people. And so, we've always had a strong commitment to guilds as an idea. And all of that stuff is still there. And there's still like a lot of guild recruitment going on. While you do need to be pretty high level to go out and capture one of these guild halls, once your guild has a guild hall, you'll actually be able to teleport it to it any time. So even if you are just starting out and you're leveling a new character, you can go to your guild hall immediately, get help, form up with a party there, have them help you, move forward. And I think guilds are going to find that they want help from everybody. That it's always going to be useful to have a big group of people helping you guys meet all these objectives.
Awesome. And you say that you're going out and capturing these guild halls. Is it very important to make sure you hold these guild halls, and what sort of elements play in is it world versus world in terms of can you overcome somebody else's guild hall and take over?
No, everyone will have an opportunity to get the guild hall for themselves, which is nice. It is an instance map that's yours. But once you go in and clear the guild hall, clear all the Morgem out of the guild hall, and attune yourself to the crystal, you will have the map, and it won't ever get taken away from you. And your progress in the map will be persistent. Even if you decide, there are 2 maps that we're releasing with Heart of Thorns to choose from. So even if you decide you get part of the way progressed through one, you go, actually I want to go to the other one. If you go capture the other one, your progress will be saved. You'll be able to sort of pick back up where you were, which is pretty cool. Each of the maps has a little bit of a history of its own and a little bit of a story, like where did it come from, why is it abandoned, and you can sort of discover that by exploring the map and finding out different things about it, which is pretty cool. So I think a lot of players are going to want to see both of them.
Seems like there's plenty of places to get the gliders going too.
Oh yeah, absolutely. One of the maps in particular is sort of built to be really vertical. I mean, I think Link is always calling it a love letter to cliff diving. And you really can't jump off these cliffs and just glide forever. And it's really fun. It's really cool.
Awesome. Is there anything else you'd like to share with us?
I think that we're really proud of this feature. Like I said, this is the kind of thing that really inspired us to make an expansion. We really believe in a living world, and we believe in constantly updating our game. This is going to allow us to add a new big feature to the game that's going to be with Guild Wars 2 forever, and that we're going to be able to expand on, and I think it's going to be a core part of the game.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for your time.
Yeah, thank you.
We're looking forward to it.
Cool. Thank you very much.
Thanks.